today's cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
Youngest kid he got stung yesterday by what we thought was a red wasp. Mm-hmm. Not sure exactly. It had actually built a nest on the back of one of our porch skeletons.
It did.
On its spine.
Which is where I grabbed. And my hand was right below the nest where I grabbed.
So it's
and it got me.
He has balloon hand now.
Yeah, it looks like the glove from Glove World and SpongeBob.
It's crazy.
It's kind of...
And it's itchy.
Disturbing.
It's itchy.
It is itchy.
So I don't know. I hope it's not... I hadn't heard about Bill Gates modifying any wasps, but it wouldn't have surprised me any.
Well, it's like, wasps, but with stripes.
Yeah.
Which
we have seen some really strange
those
bugs.
I have. I've seen them last year, but every year before that, I don't remember ever seeing those type of wasps.
We have seen some really strange insects. I'm out on the porch a lot. Mm-hmm. And I have seen things that... weird.
And we haven't seen the woolly worms this year either.
I don't know that it's exactly time yet for woolly worms. I don't know.
I don't know if we saw woolly worms last year.
We didn't see many. So, I mean, there's so many strange things that's going on. We have no clue.
Yeah.
And that leads us to today's topic. And I meant to cover this several days ago, and it's hard to keep up with everything, and it's a matter of trying to triage which stories we cover. But this one needed to be discussed. It kind of flew under the radar. Uh-huh. But it really needed to be discussed. And this was Daily Mail, September the 17th of 2023, by Mackenzie, Tatananni. Yeah, close enough. And it is written here by Daily Mail. A Las Vegas family of 4 are standing by their story that aliens crash-landed in their backyard and have even produced sketches of what they say they saw to back up their outlandish claims. Now, it was, 2 or 3 months ago when the Las Vegas alien thing happened?
Yeah. I think it was that. I don't remember how long ago it was.
Time has gotten so strange.
Yeah.
That it's hard to keep up with everything because everybody is overwhelmed all the time. Mm-hmm. And that's purposeful because it breaks brains when you do that.
Yes.
And it says, in an interview with Inside Edition, which is basically televised rag. I used to watch that years ago.
Televised what?
Rag.
What is that?
Yellow journalism for the most part.
Okay.
It's more propaganda is exactly what it is. It says the Kenmore family, who went viral earlier this year after calling 911 to report the apparent invasion, stuck to their story. Youngest son Joshua said, quote, "I believe what I saw wasn't from Earth," end quote. So,
I mean, it's very well possible that what he saw was a UFO and it wasn't from Earth.
And since they also added new details to their far-fetched tale. See, even the way that this is written, instead of simply saying that the family, what the family stated or whatever, this reporter is putting its spin on it. So it's discrediting the family even through reporting on it. And if as a journalist, if you've already got that much of a biased...
You shouldn't be doing the story.
Do an editorial.
Yeah. But you shouldn't be covering that story anyway if you've got that bias.
Or if you can't keep it out of your writing.
Yeah.
You can be biased all you want to as long as you... Who, what, where, when, why, and how. That's it. That is supposed to be the basis of journalism. Period.
Yes.
That formula hasn't changed in... like hundreds of years.
No.
Except when they made the propaganda legal.
Yeah, pretty much. When propaganda was made legal, everything just shifted.
Oh, yeah.
And how do we make propaganda illegal again?
By telling the truth. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. And so it says that they claimed that, as far as claiming to have seen a black Chevrolet Suburban with government plates on it, soon after they clapped eyes on their extraterrestrial pals. This is a British person or something from the UK.
Clapped eyes?
Yes.
How do you clap your eyes?
Exactly.
Do you smack them?
I guess you do. I read a report about some cartel people that they ate people's eyelids, so I don't know. And
Foamy the Squirrel, deep fried eyeballs, taste eyeballs.
Mm-hmm. The family remained anonymous for months out of fear of being ridiculed, such as this reporter is doing. In their 911 call, they claimed that 2 giant aliens landed in their backyard in a UFO. Elder son Angel also opened up about the unexpected attention the family had received. He said total strangers had since flocked to the house to see where the aliens landed and even climbed over the fence. That's called trespassing.
Yeah.
That's criminal.
Yes. Yes, it is. So why do y'all think it's okay to just trespass?
Right. I mean, the aliens aren't still there, so what's the deal?
Yeah. Get permission to go onto that property.
I'd say the pet family, that's one of the reasons that when some of these families actually do allow themselves to be interviewed.
They allow it the once, and then the other ones try to just weasel their way in.
Right. I mean, it's so that people sit there and go, okay, this is what they have to say about it. Why do you need to hear it again?
Right. That's why nobody reports the shit.
Right. Attorney Sam Hendery said, quote, they didn't want that publicity. The only thing they did was reporting it to the police, end quote. He was hired by the family to sue any trespassers if needed. I don't blame them. They've had to lawyer up. That costs money.
Yes.
So
Yes.
any of these people that think that they're doing this for fame or whatever like that, you got to wonder, is it really for the fame or the attention, since they've had to put forth money on this? Their money.
No. In that case, I don't see why. I don't see the reason behind it.
I don't
and
either.
if notoriety is really driving them that far, it ain't going to take them far in the slightest. Mm-hmm. Like, seriously, nothing really happens with those stories unless you got that one dude who had a whole movie based on him.
Mm-hmm. And God,
What was that movie?
Travis Walton,
Yeah.
The Fire in the Sky. And he, for years, in his own hometown, was ridiculed and all this bunch of stuff.
Yes.
And, I mean, it took years.
Even though he was gone for a long time.
He was dazed. They thought that one of the other ones had killed him and thrown him out.
Yeah.
And all these years, I mean, this happened maybe back in the 70s or whatever. Mm-hmm. And his story has been consistent.
It has.
But as far as him having to live through that daily, and it's worse now because there's nowhere you can go. Somebody somewhere with the internet and stuff is going to recognize somebody and go, hey, you're that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, which is horrifying for those of us that are extremely private people. That's kind of horrifying. And so their attorney had said that they believe that it was real, end quote. That's a backhanded thing. I think I'd be searching for another attorney.
Yeah.
And
That is so, like, when you said backhanded, that is the perfect thing to go with that, because that is completely backhanded.
right.
It's just like, you believe that we believe. We fucking saw it.
Right.
Not
people-
me or you, like the people.
This happens with paranormal phenomena all the time. It says, surrounded by film cameras, the family sat at their kitchen island where they were asked to draw what they recalled from memory. Bobby pointed out the glowing antenna-like ears and mouthful of gnashing teeth in his drawing. He said the being didn't appear to have a nose. Angel colored in his alien with gray pencil, noting that he was trying to keep the color accurate to what he had seen. He said the alien had a ball of light beside it and stood with one leg bent. Now, the ball of light thing I thought was very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like, because you got ball lightning, but
You know, what
other
was
than
that?
yeah, what is ball lightning? Do
No,
we
no,
know? Do we
no.
know that
What?
ball lightning is actually
Shit, it's plasma. Angel gave an earlier
what was the ball
account.
of light though? Because that was no
Right.
ball
It's
lightning.
not ball lightning. It's something else. Angel gave an account earlier in a video posted to YouTube on June the 8th of 2023, and it garnered just under 1 million views in 3 months. And he began by saying, quote, "This is not a conspiracy theory. I am not making this story up for clout or fame," end quote. And I did watch the video that the kid made, and he was trying to explain what had happened. And it's kid
Trying to
just
explain stuff.
right in kid brain, kid mind, something that's outside of the realm of anybody's scope of understanding.
Yeah,
So
it just doesn't. What do
who
we
knows?
do?
And it says, on the evening of May the 1st of 2023, the then 16-year-old explained that he and his brother heard something falling from the sky before observing a flash of light. They felt the impact of something hitting the ground, followed by a loud bang. Angel said that they were then hit with a shock wave, likening the sensation to an out-of-body experience. I wonder about that. It's like, have they had out-of-body experiences that you would know that, or it's just what they think an out-of-body experience would feel like?
I think they think that's what an out of body's, or they actually did have out of body like experiences.
See, I would have
don't
been
know.
asking for more information on that.
Yeah,
If I had interviewed them. And he said the entire background was blurry when he tried to look at the fallen object, and he heard thousands of footsteps all around him before the blurriness subsided. So apparently it had affected his auditory system.
damn.
You know, and that's people have to understand this. These people are just trying to explain it in the best way that they can.
Yeah, with the vocabulary that they have in
Right.
that moment.
Right. It doesn't mean that there was literally thousands of little feet. That's what it sounded like to him.
Yeah,
And it
because
says,
stuff sounds like stuff.
right. And I mean,
So,
if it was some kind of shockwave something sensation, then that very well could have been something that hit his nervous system. And that makes me think of that, whatever that wave of stuff that went through, was it the Lana Del Rey concert?
yeah, literally at the Lana Del Rey concert, there was this huge like shock wave or something that completely like
was
you
an
could
energy
watch
weapon.
all of them fall back.
It was an energy weapon,
Yeah.
just part of the crowd.
Yeah.
And they're saying, oh, it was pushing and stuff. No, bullshit. You could look at that. Nobody was trying to grab onto the person in front of them or behind them or doing anything to try to prevent them from falling, as is typical of humans when they fall. They try to brace themselves.
Yeah.
This was just the whole thing, just wah. It was a wave and they went down. It was crazy. That was an energy weapon. Was exactly what was being used on that.
Oh yeah.
And it says that a police officer's body cam captured a greenish light blazing through the sky on the same evening. As the officer stood speaking to the neighbor, the light could be seen spiraling from the sky and trailing behind a house. Angel's story was further corroborated by footage from a neighbor's Ring camera, which captured a whoosh sound and an enormous bang. The teen said that he could make out a tall, very thin creature standing between 8 to 10 foot tall. Panicking, he called Bobby to the backyard, who told him to go inside. Well, I'd have been panicking too.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
that's,
like you
that's
just
an
see
oh
something-
shit moment.
You just see something crash down from the sky and then see like figure.
Yeah. Something that is not typical, nothing.
So yeah, you're bold.
That is, like I said, that's a no shit moment there. And it says that later Angel and Joshua went to retrieve Angel's toolkit, and when Joshua told him look behind the forklift, Angel said he froze as soon as he saw the creature, describing it as, quote, the same experience as having sleep paralysis, end quote. So that's fight, flight, or freeze.
Yeah.
Is exactly what that is.
Yeah. There's another one that goes on to that fight, flight, or freeze, but I can't remember what it is.
They keep adding on to everything.
No, it's
else,
just
so.
one other thing. Don't remember what it was.
Freak the fuck out is that one. Run around in circles screaming. I always like to keep that as an option.
I don't know. There was a reason why I was going to bring that up, but I can't.
Well, maybe you'll think of it here in a minute. It's the Benadryl. I'm blaming the Benadryl. He's still got that in his system.
My hand is huge.
Of the alien's appearance, the boy said, quote, he was weird looking feet and he has weird looking feet rather and a big face and eyes.
Oh.
And you could see a big mouth. I could hear his loud, deep breathing and see his stomach move, end quote.
Have you noticed that this stuff has been happening more lately?
Yes.
That's what I was going to bring up. It's weird. Ever since the congressional hearing, shit has been ramping up.
Yeah. And so the kid had also said he fled to the house and called police. He said to the operator on the viral 911 call, quote, there's like an 8-foot person. It has big eyes and it's looking at us. I swear to God, it's not a joke, end quote. Well, for those of y'all who may not be in the United States, it's kind of illegal and frowned upon greatly to make a fake 911 call. You can get in some deep shit over that.
Yeah, it's very illegal. Now, they do give, like, exceptions, like if someone accidentally called them.
That's totally different than making a false report. So when officers arrived, he was surprised to hear that one of them had spotted the light when it crashed down an hour earlier. One cop said, or told the bewildered family, the moment captured on body cam video, quote, I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too. End quote.
Okay, so if the other people are saying they saw something and this officer is saying that he saw something, why aren't you believing them?
The police followed the family into the backyard. Angel
Person
said
who's writing this article, why aren't you believing them?
Angel said that an officer pointed at a perfect circle that had been etched into the ground. He included an image in the YouTube video showing a thin line drawn in the dirt though it is unclear what the line is meant to represent. With body cams rolling, officers flagged down cars to glean more information. One cop asked a passing driver, quote, this might sound like a really dumb question, but did you guys see anything fall out of the sky, end quote. Now, the cops were freaked out also when they had, and there was that weirdness that there for a while that they had stopped the body cam footage. They would show part of it, except when they went into the backyard.
Yeah, why would they do that?
I don't know. And then later they released that as far as, and they had like heavy equipment and stuff. It looked like construction equipment or something there in the backyard. And that was where they said one of the beans was that they could see that. You really can't see it from the camera footage that was released, but anyhow.
Yeah.
And
it's like, why? It does make you very suspicious as to why they didn't release some of that footage.
Right.
Uncut.
Yeah. And so this cop added that the police usually wouldn't take such a call seriously, but were intrigued because one of their own had seen it. This part really massively pissed me off. Mick West, a writer who specializes in debunking false conspiracy theories. Okay, that in itself means that there are real conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Was brought on Inside Edition to refute the family's claims.
So they already wanted to just be like,
They wanted
you're
to,
fake.
Absolutely. They did that on there to try to shame them. And shame on Inside Edition and Mick West and anybody else. And this
shame on y'all.
That's not taking this family's claims seriously.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Shame on y'all. Shame on y'all for trying to shame others.
Right. And it said that West had said an alternate explanation could be a raccoon sitting atop the fence, hence the big eyes, or even a coyote.
Motherfucker, how do you explain the shit falling from the sky?
Yeah.
The person saw what they saw with their own eyes. It was no damn raccoon.
And then this writer concludes by saying alien fever continues to build in the United States.
It wasn't no Starlink what I saw in the sky.
No, it was something else after you pondered it for a couple of days.
It was stationary, and then it started gliding across the sky. Starlink doesn't do that.
Now, I don't think satellites can stop and start. I don't know what they
No.
can do.
Unless it gets hit by something, but I don't think it's even being hit by something that is going to cause
Right.
that sort of just stop.
But you know, this
Because it was
family,
stationary, as if it was just, I don't know.
this family has gone through something. I mean, to the point that they had to lawyer up. And so for them to go on the Inside Edition or whatever to try to clarify some of this, and then for them to basically Jerry Springer these folks.
How about this? How about we all email Insider and be like, shame on y'all for what you were doing
don't
to these people.
care.
Oh, in mass they do. In mass they do, because if it hurts them, trust me, they will care. They will backtrack.
Let me tell you the best way to hurt them. Don't watch it.
That is another way. But email them, be like, shame on y'all. Do y'all not know? Blast them on social media. Because trust me, the public opinion, oh, it breaks them down real quick.
Well, and it's just like,
That's what they did to Unity.
Shame on this writer here for Daily Mail. And I understand Daily Mail is just it's a yellow journalism rag. I get that. Mm-hmm. But one of the reasons I continue to use that is laziness on my part. I'm just going to call myself out on it because they cover stuff that other places don't.
No.
Anything and everything. It is damnably hard to find actual, real journalism these days.
Yes. Because either nobody's teaching how to do actual journalism, or they're just completely infiltrated
It's
at this
all
point,
clickbait.
and it's like they're just wanting clicks. They're not wanting actual substance in their media.
Right. Clickbait titles, and these people that do that on their videos and stuff too.
Everybody's wanting this like sensationalism, and it's not.
Yeah.
You can't fucking survive on that shit.
Well, it's just...
Because it just freaks everybody out if you have this constant bombarding of sensationalism and just,
well,
just freaking people out, just
it goes
like
to a
discrediting what
saturation
certain
point.
people say, even though it's true.
it leads to a saturation point, and people are just full. They're full.
Yeah.
You know, the reason that I engage in this is so that we can do our videos and stuff, and to point out this stuff. And we're micro mini, but it's a matter of we do have ethics.
We do have ethics.
And because we have had the paranormal experiences, we know what it's like to be maligned and shamed and stuff like that. And that's the reason anybody over the years who has bothered to share with us their experiences, we don't do that to them.
No.
Even this family, even if they... I'm not saying that they didn't have that experience, because I believe they did.
But one of the reasons that we don't do that to other people is because we've actually been through shit.
That's what I just said, yes. Yes. And it's like, even if somebody is attention seeking, then that means that there's some kind of need that they are looking to be filled. That's a separate issue.
Mm-hmm.
You know? We don't do that. We have anybody who's ever emailed us and that we have shared their stories and stuff like that. We have never. It's a matter of treating them with respect, because that's a human being. We take the stories seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if somebody lies to us, that's on them.
Yeah. That's 100% on them, and we will correct ourselves if it comes out that they did lie.
Well, usually most of the people, there's not that many that are willing to do it anyhow.
Our people don't lie to
No.
us.
No. Because we don't lie to our people.
Right.
But, prayers for this family, because they've gone through something. And, like I said, poor little Travis Walton, he's another one, and especially like Bob Lazar, some of these people that have had experiences with aliens or whatever you want to call them, And they had said that if they knew what was going to come afterwards, they would not have told anyone, which is sad. You've got people that are going through these experiences, and a lot of these experiences are not only terrifying to them, they cause them to have PTSD and trauma, but that feeling of isolation, that they can't trust anybody, that people are going to make fun of them, to shun them, and stuff like that. That's a horror scenario.
Yes.
I can't imagine people wanting to do that on purpose.
Real life horror movies.
Yeah. Yeah. But as far as this, it could have been a raccoon. Bullshit.
There's no fucking raccoon. That's the same bullshit that they try to do with the owls. It's not a fucking owl.
It's not a fucking owl. No. Now they're blaming the raccoons.
Yeah. And we know raccoons.
Oh, God, yes, we know raccoons. We know raccoons and possums and everything else.
Raccoons cannot stand that tall as that being did.
What that kid, and that's what we've got as our picture today, that is not a damn raccoon. And I thought it was interesting that he said that one of the legs on the bean was wonky. So we don't know if there was some kind of crash or something and it may have injured the bean. We don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
So, final thoughts.
Screw whoever wrote this. And whoever did the journalism, whatever, because they did a horrible job. As far as like the bias.
Yeah.
It comes through so bad.
Oh, it was intentional.
But the family, hearts out to that family.
Yeah.
And whatever they saw.
Yeah.
Because
and
like
say
that's
prayer for 'em.
traumatizing to see shit like that.
Absolutely, it's traumatizing. Let's see, their last name is Kenmore. So prayers for the Kenmore family because, like I said, they've gone through something.
To experience something that is out of the norm as far as human realm. That does... Like
messes
I said,
with you.
yeah, that messes with somebody.
Yeah, it shakes your paradigm of the paradigm of your existence.
Yeah.
Because things that you thought are called into question, and everybody's going through a paradigm shift.
Very much.
I mean, God, it's this perpetual feeling like the rug is being pulled out from under you.
And CERN, stop fucking making portals. You're letting shit in.
Yeah.
Have y'all not watched Stranger Things? Of course, then again, Stranger Things might be based off of y'all.
That's what I think a lot of it is. I really do. I think a lot of that's self-disclosure.
But there's other facilities like CERN.
Mm-hmm. That's just what we're told about.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, we'll go ahead and end this one here.
Mm-hmm.
If you've had experiences with paranormal, supernatural encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, all kinds of stuff like that, you can send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and will put the link to this article, as always, in the description box.
Yes.
You know, Daily Mail is not known for their ethics, neither is Inside Edition.
No, neither of them.
No.
If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all. Have a good. Believe others.
Well, it's a matter of be discerning, but you can be discerning and be kind.
Yeah.
Treat people the way you would like to be treated. You know, if it was you and you had this experience, how would you want to be treated? Yeah.
Yep.
So, know that you're very, very loved.
Mm-hmm.
And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cut.
Yes. Bye.